Hey everybody, Arnaldo Hoffman here with Master School Dances, and today I want to talk to you about the Yamaha MG06X. It's an amazing mixer that gives you a lot of power in a small package, and better yet, a small price tag without sacrificing any quality. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this mixer, why I like it, what I use it for, and why everybody that does audio should have one of these. Let's take a look. Right off the bat, you're going to see that the Yamaha MG06 has an all-metal chassis. There's no cheap construction, there's no cheap plastic, anything like that. The only plastic you have are the actual knobs. Now, every one of these knobs are no faders. They're all knobs. Why? Because they're trying to cram a lot and save space. The X in the MG06 series means that it has special, it has the effects in it, which I'll talk about that in just a second. But you got to check out how many inputs and outputs this thing has in such a little small package. First of all, your channels 1 and 2 are separate, and we have separate XLR or quarter-inch inputs that you can bring in. You do have a 26 decibel pad, so if your line is really hot, you can tone it down a little bit, and you have an HPF cutoff at 80 hertz. Now, your equalizer section is just your highs and your lows. There is no mids, but again, we're trying to save some space here, but you do have gain control. You have a pass-through for the effects if you choose to use them, and again, separate control for the left and right channel, which is really important for what I use it for, which I'll tell you about in just a moment. The middle part here is actually great for what I need it for, and that's a mono or stereo switch. So basically, I can have stereo, or when I push it in, then I get the mono where it blends everything together. Your channels 3 and 4 are quarter-inch, and our controls right here. There is no gain, there is no high, low, it's just a regular volume. Same thing for 5 and 6. So with 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, I'm sure you already know this, but your left is mono, or if you want to do stereo, you got left and right. Next you have your, we'll talk about the FX return in a little bit, or the effects, but your FX returns is right here. You have a separate control for your headphones, and your phone's output is quarter-inch as well, and you have your master volume right here. Your output, you can do quarter-inch output, or you can do XLR output. On-off switch, I don't really think I need to explain that. And then we have the actual VU meter, so it's kind of nice they didn't cut that out on such a small mixer. For those of you that use phantom mics, Yamaha has not forgotten about you. We have your phantom power right here, but it's only for 1 and 2, not for all of them. Again, smaller mixer, smaller power section for that. But again, 1 and 2, you have phantom power for such. As you can see here on the XLR, we still have the Nutric connection. So again, good quality components, no cheap connections. Now using the effects on this, super easy. Basically, I'm going to choose whether I want reverb or delay. If I want reverb, I just push out, and if I want a delay, I push in. And you choose whether it's going to be your hall, room, or plate for your reverb, or delay, short, long, and vocal echo. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you right off the bat short, long, but I'm sure if you look at the specs, you can get a little bit of info on that as far as what the threshold is. And then your effects return is right here. Pretty simple. And then if you want to use it with your system, just go right in and push the buttons, and you are good to go. Again, simple plug and play. The effects does not work for lines 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, only for lines 1 and 2. And super small mixer. I really got to point out how small this thing is. And it's got these little 2 mounts right here, and I'm actually pretty sure that I could just mount this directly on a tripod, like literally with a camera mount. So that means if I needed to just quickly run a small sound rig, this is great for you karaoke DJs that are cramped on space. Literally bring a camera tripod, mount it directly on, and you are good to go. So I use this mixer pretty much at every single one of my events because I have this incorporated into my coffin. The small size is something that appealed to me because between my turntables, my regular DJ mixer, I didn't have a lot of room. So why do I need this mixer if I already have a DJ mixer? Oh, it's pretty simple. I like the extra inputs. I like the redundancy, but I love the Yamaha sound. Now my mixer sounds great, but when I plug my mixer into this, I get almost a, I don't want to say extra boom, but everything sounds so much cleaner and better. So let's say, for example, the way I have my system set up, I actually have my mixer going into inputs 1 and 2. I could do 3 and 4, but the reason I want a 1 and 2 is because I'm a DJ. I don't have time to sit there and tweak my settings and everything else. And when I'm mixing, I'll cut the bass in and out. So if I have a party or an event where the bass is too loud, instead of cutting it off on my mixer, because I'll sit there and tweak the bass the whole night as I'm mixing, it's going to mess that up, you know, the settings that I had. So I just set the settings here exactly how I like it. If I need to add a little bit of reverb, I can. If I have to run mono, maybe I'm only running one speaker, or you know, there may be a combination of different setups, I can just go here and select it on mono. So my DJ system can just pretty much just to literally DJ and mix with. And I can have my faders wide open and I can mess with sound. And I know that if the sound isn't coming in clean, I'll be able to see the little peak settings in here. I know that if I need to hook up another mixer, or let's say, for example, somebody comes up, we have a bunch of events where we have performers, or we have Arabian Nights themes where a belly dancer will come in and, hey, can we plug our phone in for the music? Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I can plug it into my DJ mixer, but it's much easier for me to plug it in there and just mess the settings from here instead of having to flip switches back and forth, because all 4 channels of my system are used for, shocker, music. Okay, but again, having the reverb in there is really nice. Having the delay is also nice in there too if I need it. But you know, more than anything else, it's the extra mic inputs. It's the extra flexibility that I don't have with a DJ mixer. Now my DJ mixer, I can do 2 XLR mic inputs in, which is more than most DJs need. But whenever I'm doing, let's say, for example, a concert with the 69 Boys, right? Thrill, those guys, I mean, they're good friends of ours. They do a lot of work with forest schools only. And usually when I work with them, it's 4 microphones. Pretty simple. So aside from this one, I have the bigger Yamaha boards, the ones that are, you know, 16 or 32 channels. A 16-channel mic board or soundboard for 4 mics is a little bit overkill. But you know what? I don't have to worry about that anymore, because I have my mics 1 and 2 into my mixer, and then I have 4 additional inputs. Now, of course, each input only has one of these volume knobs here. So I've got mic 3 and mic 4. Or if I wanted to, I could do mic 1, 2, 3, 4, and then adjust the volume within the microphone itself too. If I needed to do that in a pinch, that means that between these 2 here, plus the 2 XLRs of my mixer, I now have 6 microphone inputs. Or if I wanted to, I could just have my mixer hooked up to here, then I have individual mic inputs, right? So as I'm playing the music for the guys and everything, I route their mics over here, and I can give them a little bit of vocal echo or reverb, or you know, whatever effect that they needed for that, just to make things sound a little bit better. And again, you're talking a super small portable board that's incredibly affordable. And you know, Yamaha actually has a couple, like they have the regular MG06, but I chose the MG06X because the effects really do make the difference, especially with live performance and everything else. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this board. This has been one of my favorite additions to my DJ system. Again, the Yamaha MG06 super compact board, perfect for DJs, if you're running ceremonies, if you're a small band, if you're let's say a string quartet or a 4-piece band or whatever it may be. Instead of bringing out a big old board, right here, see this hole? You can just sit there and mount your tripod mount to it, put it on a tripod, and now you have a super portable system ready to go anywhere with the high quality sound that you expect from Yamaha, nobody else. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Ronaldo Wofferman with Master School Dances. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. Thanks so much, good night, and God bless.